show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Live. I am the big guy, Ryback. Thank you for joining me, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, across all platforms, streaming live on Instagram and TikTok. The big guy, Ryback20. Always greatly appreciated for those of you who swing in, stop by, even if it's for a few minutes, and catch today's show. Streaming as always live here on Ryback TV on YouTube. Super chats are brought up on the screen. If you have a question on anything you want answered, that will be pulled up on the super chats. And if not, I will be getting to whatever questions I can see on there as well. We're on Twitch at Ryback Rules and Twitter at Ryback. This show, this podcast, available on all podcast platforms, is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line, sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors. Vegan friendly for men and women on feedmemore.com. You can save 20% with discount code RYBACKSHOW20. That's RYBACKSHOW20 to get 20% off. You could also get 25% off if you sign up for my email and text message massive savings program, available on the website as well. Feedmemore.com. Guys, we have the basal metabolic rate calculator up and running on the air as well. That's on the homepage. That's absolutely free to use. It tells you how many calories you need per day to either maintain your weight, gain weight, or lose weight. A fantastic tool that I highly encourage all of you to take advantage of to give you an idea of how many calories you need per day. That is really, really the first step, the first piece into getting into shape and getting your health in order and having an understanding of how much energy food has, because so many people are lost on that alone. And just, I used to be, when I was younger, I had no idea the calories and how, counting them. And, I remember eat a box of cereal and I'm like, oh, that, or a bag of Doritos. And like, that doesn't even fill me up, and just eating empty calories essentially. And I didn't know. I was a kid. We didn't have the internet. I didn't have anybody telling me. Good thing I was very active. I played all the time, so I was never overweight. I was always in shape, but I ate a lot of junk food and ate healthy too. A lot of times my mom made a lot of healthy stuff, but I just had no concept of calories. I remember when I really started getting health conscious in high school, I remember I would take my lunch money and I would not get the school lunch, which would have been probably better for me than what I was doing. I was going to the gas station and I would get a big Red Bull and I'd get like 4 or 5 of those Tiger Milk bars that like had a little bit of protein in them, but they were just sugar bars that were marketed as health bars. So I was just eating and drinking a bunch of sugar, thinking though I was being super healthy while all the other losers in there are eating the school lunch, right? But I didn't know in that. And then as I got better and understanding and learning and from reading different books and then in the internet, I got an idea of this. But you got to get an idea, because I've been there. I understand. It's like, where do you start? That's where you start first and foremost on that. So check that out on feedmemore.com as well. And also now the Feed Me More Maximum Size and Strength program is available for sale on there, $19.99, but and it's available. You buy it. There's no shipping, obviously, with that. It's emailed in PDF format, guys, and that's going to give you all the tools you need to succeed. I promise you. On that, you could save 20 or 25% using the different codes there as well, so you're not paying full price for it. And I highly encourage that. And the basal metabolic rate calculator will get you on the right track. All right, what's going on? Today's show, I had a great workout. Get to do a little bit of my red wine and relax, do a 24-hour fast, do a little more shoulder work. The last week and a half, I've been just working on that workout program in my free time and to get that done. And then my great web guy, who also does a lot of work, does a lot of Diamond Dallas Pages stuff, Robert, just absolutely phenomenal, amazing guy. Got it into PDF format because Big Dumb Ryback ain't doing that. I can tell you that much. And he worked his magic, and so super thankful to have him on the team. And yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you. I don't know if you remember me, but I asked you to do your signature move on me. You said $1 million. Let's do it. I take it you're over in Dubai or overseas somewhere. You've got that oil money ready to go. take a shell shock over in Dubai. One of the princes, that's one of the princes of Dubai wants to fly me over there to shell shock him. You think I'm making that stuff up? There's R-Truth had a hell of an offer by the Saudi princes. They loved R-Truth. They wanted to keep him. And I was just like, I remember he's like, dog, they offered me a lot of money. And I was like, I don't think you should chance that. I go, yeah, it sounds good. I said, but I think you should come home with us, Truth. And I was like, you have a family back home. Let's get on that plane and go. Jake, good to see you, Jake Truman, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Always greatly appreciate the support and hope everything's going well for you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. Coconut oil. I don't know what that is referring to. That I don't know if that could maybe be one of the TikToks I did with the all the oils. That was a lot of fun going and gathering every single oil I have in my house all around. McAllen, Texas. I've been there. I was just there not long ago. I drove through there when I did my signing. Where was that at? I don't remember. I may be doing a signing in New York, New Jersey area in June. I'm waiting to see. I'm not. We got to wait to hear back. They'd reached out. It would fall on a weekend where I could possibly get out there. So I may be going and doing a signing out there in June. I don't care right now. I'm so focused on everything going on, but at the same time, it would be nice to get out there for a day. And but we'll have to see. The Saudis have their own golf league that is rivaling the PGA. I feel like they could have anything they want. They have more money than anyone. They're like, I feel like if they're like, we want to have the best basketball organization, and they come out with Saudi ball, and then they pony up some big bucks to get all the big players over time. It obviously doesn't happen overnight. You got to get players as they become available. But that Saudi ball could be the next big thing in 2030. You never know. I do not believe you can. I don't even want to say that word. I'm so hesitant to speak freely and say even certain words when I stream on like TikTok and different, because you never know. We just live in crazy times, which I'm thrilled of Elon buying Twitter, and then finally admitting my account is restricted and not fixing it. So even though they messaged me today, they literally messaged today on a case and they go, good news, it's fixed. Nothing else. This little weird message. And I said, no, it's not fixed. I go, it's actually the exact same. It's the exact same as it's been for 8 years. I go, I sent them the analytics. I go, can you please explain how it's fixed now and it's getting the same or if not less views than when it was just restricted the other day and been restricted. So I just got to stay on it. I'm waiting. Eventually Elon and his team, it's gonna be a process, I imagine, but I'm hearing about people's accounts, like they're gaining followers again and their numbers are shooting up. And I'm like, I've lost even more followers and my numbers are the exact same as they've always been. And I just go, clearly not me. And, but we will see. I'm very interested to seeing how Elon with Twitter's current deals, because he's keeping certain people there for the time being, even though my opinion is, and you obviously can't just do this overnight. I personally believe you need to replace everybody at that company outside of Elon, and you need to bring because those people are all corrupt and sold out to the devil a long time ago, all of them. And I don't believe any of them, because even the new people that they say, oh, we're here for good, we're here to change things. No, you're not. I know for a fact you're not. You guys, it's like the be a star stuff. They're saying one thing and then doing another thing behind the scenes. So I don't buy it. And I just know, I was like, you guys are okay suppressing a dude for 8 years and hurting him and his family and his brand, perception, everything, every single day. And you know it, and you know it. You've seen the messages. You've seen it, and you know it, and you've admitted it. So it's like, why wouldn't you fix that? And I'm like, that's doing the right thing. oh, you're a threat to the platform. How am I a threat to the platform? Wishing everybody a great day and saying thank you to my fans every day and posting funny stuff in health and fitness. Is that the threat of 2022 that we're worried about? The big guy Ryback? I'm like, geez, man. It's just BS. And anyone with common sense could see it. But it's my fight and I got to stay on top of it. A lot of society is not obsessed with social media. A lot of people see, I think the other problem is because this is what I do. I post and go. Like I'm not like and I do a lot of stuff for my work and stuff, but like you can post and not be overly consumed. And I think, but like there are a lot of people that are overly consumed to just posting comments and fighting and right on that. And then there's other people just living their lives. So, like I said, it's all a matter of the people that have the focus in the real world, um, and know how to live in the real world enough and balance it out and use it for entertainment like it is and should be at the right times are the ones that are going to continue to thrive and prosper. And like unfortunately a lot of kids and people that get caught up in that, and a ton of adults too, older people too, there's not going to be any saving them. It's just the way that it is. There's not, I don't believe I believe it's only going to get worse with all of it. So it is what it is. I was driving the other day, yesterday. There was a kid on like it looked like a motorized skateboard. It wasn't even a legit because he didn't have his feet. He wasn't using. He just had his feet, and it was just going the same speed. And he wasn't even looking. He's on the sidewalk by a major street, just on his phone. And I'm driving. I'm slowing down to coming to a light, so I'm watching him for a period of time, and then I stop and I just watch, and he doesn't even look up for until he finally looked up as he noticed like the crossing of the street crossing there intersection. But like if anything's in the sidewalk, if there's a rock or anything, you know what I mean, just not paying attention wouldn't see it. And I just got to thinking, I was like, man, it's scary too, and us with our vehicles. I was like, we have to be aware more than ever today of anything going on. And like I'm constantly reminding myself, like as I'm going through intersections, like and I highly recommend all of us do this. And it's just keeping your head on a swivel. I pulled in today to go get my coffee before I went and worked out. A woman, as I was pulling in to the Starbucks, and there's like this little intersection there where it's there probably should be a stop sign for the traffic inside the little shopping center, but I don't believe that there is. But so cars that are turning in are almost instantly in that intersection, and the woman just was flying, head down, not even paying attention. If I didn't just do a little glance and see her coming at full speed, and I tried to go left to go around to the Starbucks, she would have ran right into me on that. And it's just that's going on everywhere with people, and everyone's distracted, and so it's up to us that aren't distracted as much to try to be as focused. And you know it's crazy. It is a corrupt world, and there's a lot of good though in the world. There's still a lot of good, and evil's always existed, right? And that's just, I think we're just more aware of it, and it unfortunately is what is gets the attention more so. It's like if I go to Twitter and after the show and I post a loving, I love everyone. I think everyone's great, man. I hope everyone has a blessed, great night, and just I can't stress enough. I just love everybody. If I go put that tweet out, right, it's going to get very little traction. Things, even with my account the way that it is, even with my account restricted though. But if I put out and I get on there and I go f everyone, oh, you guys all absolutely are the worst, and I'm trying to be careful because of TikTok and not. But if I just leave a very negative, hateful tweet, that's going to get a lot of attention, right? And it's crazy how their algorithms trigger that too and push. And you're just like, well, what are you guys really doing here with that? Should it encourage positive? If you really want the world to be better, you should reward positive posts and engagement more. And you shouldn't, if you're trying to get away, you shouldn't, obviously if people are posting, photos, I'm not even going to say the words because of TikTok, things where they're showing skin, right? And that gets pushed on everything and on that. Like, but if they rewarded photos that were more, not that, people would do that more to be seen more, right? So they have control over the whole system of the way things are going on that. But if they're not controlling, it's up to us to have as much control over ourselves, right? And to be aware. And we do that through self-awareness and being aware. Do I ever partake in the medical marijuana? I have very rarely. And I mean, I'm talking like it seems like it might be a once a year maybe thing. Um, and there was periods early on with my injury. I remember I tried it with the CBD a lot more, and it just did absolutely nothing for me. It just makes me more paranoid and anxious than anything. And I'm already like so happy and laid back, and I'm like anxiety free. So it's like, why would I want to give myself these potential problems? And everybody I actually know, though, that does it regularly or does it too much, all has massive anxiety and like severe bouts of laziness. And like they disappear and like you don't hear from them. And like, I'm like, that's just not good, So that's why I was like, man, just red wine for the big guy, a little red wine, a little balance, maybe a Bud Ice, a Bud Light with it, some red wine and a Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light. I don't care. Give me a light of Mick Ultra. Big guy's happy. I'm a simple man, modern day Neanderthal living in civilized times that got much more educated than he ever should have. And here I am. That's me. Ryback in a nutshell. Super chat, Bill Wild. Thank you for the super chat, Bill. Hope you're having a great night. What are your feelings on the Lake Mead and the eventual water shortage in Vegas? Do you see yourself relocating, and when are you moving to Florida? LOL. So I've been keeping up with this, Bill, and because for the people that don't know, Hoover Dam, the water levels are I believe, at an all-time low or close to an all-time low. And what concerns me, I'm heavily concerned. Because of the amount of people moving here and the amount of new homes they're building. Like I'll build yesterday, driving to go get my coffee. I took the dogs. I take Sophie and the little guy out 2-3 times a week for car rides to go get coffee. Little guy loves sticking his little head down the window. I actually just figured out how to roll down the window. So I got to be extra careful now. I'm going to have to lock the back window so he doesn't roll it down and jump out of the back window. I'm like super paranoid. I've got to protect them at all costs. They were building new homes, and they're building them everywhere around me up here. But they were just watering the desert with a big fire hose, and that's just one development that's going on in all directions in Vegas and everywhere in between. And I'm like, we're just using a massive amount of water, and on top of that, everything going on. And I'm not an expert on this, but everything going on with the Colorado River, and there's just we're not getting the rain that we need and with whether that is directly because of climate change and everything going on, and I just it's not good, and I think eventually there there has to be. I know a lot of the water, and from what I've seen, a lot of it's going to California from here, and I think some to Arizona, but I believe California, from what I've seen, and I don't want to say they're the problem. But there's something with the water, how they're allocating the water, and it's not as much Vegas as it's just in Vegas where that is, right? But I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert on it, and I haven't looked that much into it because it truly, I'm like, do we have a plan though for if this continues to get worse and worse and worse? But because it's like we're turning Las Vegas into an LA, New York City. It's inevitable. This is Las Vegas. If the NFL draft's going to start, watch, it's going to be here every year. They're building all these new entertainment centers here. They are going balls to the wall, building out Vegas to every mountain, to every direction in the city. So the thing is that you're bringing all these new people in, right? Even though we have a great water program where the way the water and it's recycled from homes and casinos and on that end, but it's the watering and the water that goes to waste on grass and things like that, and the water levels are not able to replenish at a rate that it's being consumed. And I go, you would think the city and the officials would say, guys, and could forecast this. This is where we're at currently. We need to slow development in Las Vegas. We have to. It's now, and I don't know if that's the direct answer with that, and that's going to solve all the problems because of California. But I'm looking. I go, it's not going to help making it bigger and allowing hundreds of thousands of more people in. I've thought of Bill. I think about that often because my house is up so much. I could cash out for a huge win on my house right now. But this house, I do hold it near and dear to my heart, and I love it. Even though I don't try to get attached to possessions, but you get attached to the memories you have inside of that possession. And I've always been very with memories and which is why I want to buy my childhood house back eventually with everything. But I don't know, Bill. I'm hoping once I know everything's done with WWE and all this, I may think about relocating and maybe Airbnb or rent this out, maybe. So I can at least keep it in my possession and come and cry inside here when nobody's here occasionally I think we're alone now and make TikTok videos. But yeah, Florida sounds great, but I do get scared with the alligators, even though I lived there for 3 years, having Sophie and little guy in that environment. I'm an overprotective father, just protecting them from the evil, vicious world, Bill. Even though you could say, well, there's all these things in Vegas. Yeah, but I've lived here for a long time and everything's been all right. But Florida's not bad. I do miss Florida. Florida and the gyms in Florida with the women rivals Vegas, if not better. Miami, I couldn't live in Miami. Oh, Miami. Ay, 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 caramba. The Cuban Latin women in Miami and in Florida. This is a big guy's kryptonite. All right, moving on to the super chats. Thank you, Bill. Great question. LZ Ballista asks opinion on Dean Ambrose. That would be John Moxley over at All Elite Wrestling. I love John. Always got along very well with him. I always thoroughly enjoyed wrestling him. All the Shield guys. I was with them for quite a while early on in their careers. While I was red hot and kind of transferring over my energy into them to a degree at my expense, which was not their fault, which was just the booking and storytelling and whatnot. But they were such great guys. It was like they were so easy to work with, and they always gave it back. They always. I had my moments, and I had many shining moments against them, and we worked very well together. And I think that we were all very professional and understood that what was ever asked, none of us ever fought it. It was like, that's what they want. We just do our best. And that is the best way to be on that. And he was always, I always got along with him. I got along with pretty much everybody outside of maybe even the people that you don't think I got along with, I'd get along with. They were always nice to my face. So, I like John a lot. I'm very happy for him and happy that he has Renee and has a baby. I think that's good for him. And yeah, he's a guy that I always just have a lot of respect for. Key to my traps, you got to download the Feed Me More Maximum Size and Strength program. I have my trap workout in there. I have 3 Ryback workouts in that. All the exercises, a lot of information that will get you to be your all-time best. And it's you versus you, not you versus me. Super chat, LZ Ballista. Again, thank you very much, buddy. Feed me more. $10 Starbucks money coming in hot. LZ Ballista with the super chat of the day. I need little sound buttons, right? Super chat of the day. Feed me more. Do I have? Hey, Jose Lopez, good to see you, buddy. Do you have a favorite dog breed? I'm a fan of pit bulls, but I've never seen a dingo before. I yeah, so I had pit bulls. My dad has two of them now, Secret and Daisy. I love them. I love pit bulls too. But I had Roxy before that. Then I had a lab and a lab pit bull mix in Pebbles and Bam Bam, my first childhood dogs. And I've got all their pictures all around the house. Love them so much. Um, but ever since when I met my ex girlfriend that had the Frenchie Sonny, who I loved. Oh, Sonny's such a great dog. I miss him. I have his picture hanging on my wall. Nothing with my ex girlfriend, but I have his picture hanging up. He and I have no ill wishes against my ex at all. Everything was great. But I got Sophie with him, and with that, and then after I got little guy, the Boston, and I love Frenchies and Bostons, and I remember I always used to see is it Caitlin Celeste, her she had a terrier, a Boston, and I used to see him on her page, and I go, man, what a cute dog, and so that's when. So now that I've got those little dogs, Sophie and the little guy, and the Frenchie and the Boston, uh, I'm gonna go those two, and then pit bulls third. But I love all dogs. I think all dogs. I love animals in general. LZ Balista throwing out those super chats. I've been watching WWE since I was 5. That was in 2008. I'm 18 and I'm now in the army stationed in Germany. You will always be my favorite superstar. Thank you very much, buddy, and thank you for serving and everything you do to help protect us and keep us safe. And I respect you guys a lot. And it's always, I'm always fascinated by the different individuals we have uh, in this world and people, the backgrounds and what motivates them. And I think the people like you, though, that serve and to keep our freedoms, because it's a screwed up world, right? And you guys selfless, great human beings that do that. And I thank you. And I thank you for saying I'm your favorite. And I hopefully can get back and kick ass once again and be better than I've ever been. And I firmly believe that I will. I've been to Germany many times over there. Ryback come back with a wig and be named Rebecca Reeves. I still think they're missing out on somebody doing that to capitalize on that swimming stuff and winning the women's title and holding it for a really long time. I just think that's hilarious and then another babyface superstar does the same thing and beats him and then relinquishes the title back to them. And then they hold a super diva, a women's championship tournament. Great storyline. I should be on the booking committee. That would be the best thing in the next year. That and the Roman storyline would be the two biggest things. We just talked about I'm absolutely thrilled especially with all my social media stuff going on, that there is a new owner of Twitter, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully having my Twitter account, which they've admitted is being restricted. And they've refused, they will not answer any questions, which is odd. You would think if you've done something and they're telling you you're restricted, even though you've never gotten any notifications on it, you've never had your account suspended or banned or anything like that. You've never had a tweet deleted, like they've never contacted you. This is being deleted or from you being restricted. None of that. Nothing. And the entire time I've had Twitter, right? That and then they'd be able to tell you the exact date and the thing that you've done, and then to tell you it's temporary, but not tell you, and that if you're compliant for a period of time, but not tell you that period of time, and not knowing how much time has already gone by because it's been 8 years, right? And this is why I'm not upset at it at all. I think it can't get any worse for me personally. And like I said, and he's an advocate too. You can't. Here's what the problem is: they're censoring and restricting people and not telling you, and that they won't tell you why, and not doing it for things that don't break any laws, and that's a problem. And that's what he's free speech within the laws, and I think that's a very healthy, good way to run that. You don't, like I said, you don't restrict somebody because you're partners with WWE. And they're doing it to more. I've had talent reach out to me that are there under contract who believe they're being the same thing. And I have no doubt. I look, I go, yeah, no doubt. And it's you just look, you could just tell. You could just tell. It's just that's why I post the analytics on the impressions so people can see. I go, how do you expect anything to be seen if it's only being seen by anywhere from 3 to 5,000 people on the impressions, where that's the people that's being shown on their timeline. That's not good. So unsweet tea is the best way to go. If you want to sweeten it, I'd sweeten it with a little stevia, personally. Orbitary. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. What are your thoughts on MREs, and which type, if any, would you suggest buying from a vegan, vegetarian standpoint? I believe the meal replacements, right? I don't know if I've seen anything meal replacement wise. You know, if you're taking a whole food multivitamin, though, you just do the like you take the ISO hungry protein to a protein shake, throw a banana in it or something, in your there's your meal replacement right there with that. But I used to take those when I was younger, and some of them have a little bit of carbs and stuff. But like I said, if you just throw a banana and banana, a little peanut butter, and a protein shake, if you can, you're fine. And if you're taking a whole food multivitamin, but also though, if you're looking for, you just like meal replacements, you like the packets, whatever. I don't know if there's any vegan ones. It's definitely something I would be interested in doing down the line, especially when we get bigger. You know, it's I don't know. Like I remember the metrics, and I used to get these AST ones when I was younger. I used to go to the health food store and buy a box every couple of weeks of the meal replacement, every week, I think, actually, there after a while. And I don't see those as much anymore. Maybe gyms have some of them, but it's just not. It doesn't seem like it's as common. Even though maybe I'm not looking either, right? But I'm not familiar with any vegan ones or anything that you could take off the top of my head. Super chat, LZ. Thank you, buddy. Ballista. Opinion on John Cena, and when can we expect you to kick his ass again? I have a lot of respect for John. I'm happy for his success. And I don't really the things that have happened we've talked about a million times. I always enjoyed wrestling him. He was always a lot of fun to wrestle, and I learned a lot. So it was and he knows. I don't even, and you guys, it doesn't matter anymore. The people he knows, I know. The people that were around knows the situation. And like I said, anywhere outside of that environment, I think we get along quite well, and we always did, up until I think I became a threat. And unfortunately, in that business, and like I said, the two people that had issues with me were the two top people. And I think you have to look at that and be like, wait a second, is it possible? Is it possible that they were not ready to relinquish those spots at that time? Because you never are. And there was somebody forcefully coming in and saying, nope, there's a new guy in town who was red hot. And I was up, and it was wrong place, wrong time. That was the best way to, like, where it was just there were two really powerful people, and then on top of that, all my legal stuff going on. It was a recipe of just total disaster, that I was not going to win. And I didn't win. I stayed really over for a good period of time, and always was over my time there. Just it fluctuated depending on the role, but it was still always really good. But it was, it was red hot for that first year. And you know it is what it is. I learned a lot from it, and the good thing is I have experience that not very few people in today's business have, and that you don't forget, that doesn't go anywhere. And so I'm thankful for it, you know. And it is what it is, and it's in physical acting at the end of the day. But I have everything I have now because of those experiences that motivated me to never let that become an issue ever again, right? And I think the story will tell itself over time, completely, personally. But I'm happy for his success and everything, and he's a very hard worker. And even though he's doing commercials for Mountain Dew, I think now, and I wish he wouldn't do that because the stuff is not good for people. But that's his choice, and basketball players do it all the time, and that Mountain Dew money is pretty good, probably. So, but I don't think he personally drinks it. I don't know. Maybe he did start drinking it though for the endorsement. Maybe he drinks one a week to feel good about it. I don't know. Super sticker. Thank you, Hazel Farouz. Thank you, buddy. We got another super chat. LZ, thank you, buddy. LZ, easy on that credit card, buddy. You got to be able to eat over there in Germany. You think you could take down the Shield 3-on-1 again? And in your opinion, who was the toughest to wrestle in the WWE? Well, again, I think if you look at that, was always a story that Ryback always was 3-on-1 against the Shield, and in character would get the better of them a lot in situations, right? And then when it would come down to it, the numbers game would overcome, and they left me lying at the end multiple times, right? And cost me the championship on multiple occasions, 2 different occasions in the championship matches, right? With that, and we never got to get redemption on that from a character standpoint, which 100% should have been done at WrestleMania one way or the other. And unfortunately, timing wise, that would have been the big angle, like how Roman's been booked. That would have been the completion of the angle, which would have just skyrocketed everything. Which is why I think I stayed over for 7 or 8 months with losing 7 pay-per-views in a row, or being part of losing teams, was because I think people ultimately believed that that's what we were working towards. I thought we were working towards that. And why wouldn't you? Because you're doing this good business and everything's red hot. You're like, you're going to have to pay this off at some point, but that wasn't the game plan. And I didn't, with everything going on legally, and it's unfortunate and it sucks, from a fan standpoint, it sucked to have to live through that, even though it's physical acting. You get once in a lifetime opportunity to become the one and have everything to succeed at it, and to do all the work and to easily understand it and be able to do it. And it was just like, but that wasn't the call. And you run with the calls, and that's all you could do at the end of the day. And in your opinion, who was the toughest to wrestle in the WWE? I always tell you guys, I'm always honest. It's always harder wrestling the giants. And I say, like, guys that are like Big Show, Kane, Great Khali, that are really heavy, because you're taking more bumps and picking them up a lot of times. Even if it's only a couple times a match, you're working 5 nights a week at that time, 4 or 5 nights a week, every single week, nonstop. So that would always take more of a toll on me, doing those matches more often. And I had to do them a lot, actually, which played a part with everything, because I could pick those guys up, and they trusted me to pick them up, and it always got amazing reactions. But it took its toll. And I'll tell you, Cena would get out of those matches, and this is just telling you the truth. He would get out of matches wrestling the bigger guys, and I don't blame him. He was in a position to do it, and I would say, no, I'll do those, and they would go, will you do? I go, yeah, because I thought that that would show that, look, the guy that you could have replaced, I'll go do it. I'm not going to say no, even though my back's hurt. I'll go do it. And it was just, it is what it is. And like I said, I don't blame him. I understand why he did. And maybe if I didn't do it, maybe my back would not have degenerated as quick, even though I think it would have happened regardless at the same point with my ankle injury at the time and everything. So, but those guys are always harder to wrestle, not because they're like difficult to work with. They're easy to work with. It's just physically demanding on the body. Great question. Yeah, Matthew says WWE released 10 NXT wrestlers, like Dakota Kai and Dexter Lumis. Ryback, are you going next year? Love Wrestling 3 in Manchester. Love of Wrestling 3. Are you going next year to the Love of Wrestling 3 in Manchester? No, I am not. I did see that NXT did release those people, and they're probably ponying up some money for my settlement that money has to come from somewhere, and that everything's going on, and that's there's like I said, stuff's going on. So, but it is unfortunate, you know. People get released though; it's all part of the game. I'm sure they're all going to be fine. And what's that song by Tearaway? I don't care about anyone but me, because they don't care about me. So tough luck. Wish them all the best, and hopefully they land on their feet, and we'll see what happens. But I honestly, and that's me kind of just being ego kicking in a little bit with that. I do wish them all the best. Hope they all do great with that. But I'm not familiar with the NXT product at all. I can't. The only times I could catch it is to catch a Wade Barrett doing a little bit of commentary, because I love Wade. He's my buddy. He's one of my good friends in wrestling. But other than that, I like Braun Breaker. I like him a lot, and I'm very happy for his success. And he has a very, very high upside, and I like his style, because he's very Ryback style. And but other than that, I don't keep up too much. Another super chat here, Blaze Jason. Thank you. Another $10 super chat. That's Starbucks money. We're gonna have some massage money, Asian spa money this week. Hey man, my third super chat. Just really wanted to say what's up. What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. You've helped me through so much in life, from depression to anxiety. For that, I say thanks, man. Much love. Blaze, nothing makes me feel better than hearing that I'm able to offer some help and advice from time to time, just BSing and sharing things that have helped me in my life, or just saying my thoughts on something. And it makes me feel very good to hear that. And I'm very happy that things are going well for you, or going better than they were. And all we can do is just go one day at a time, and just try to be grateful for what we have in the moment, right? And I do this regularly, because I have a lot of things I could be really angry and frustrated at that's going on with WWE and my social media and different things. And so I have to be ultra positive, because I have a very strong anger inside of me. I always have, that I can let out, and I think that's a big reason for my success, is I'm able to tap into that. And I have an aggression inside of me that I believe I've had to learn to control. And so I can really easily get very aggressive and force my will, as almost like in situations. And I've had to. You don't have to do that, or you have to be very mindful not to do that in certain particular situations and times. And so I'm ultra positive, and more often than not, even though I can be negative, but I do that to really help control myself. And it doesn't be like really trying to control my rage, like I'm not the Incredible Hulk, but like I really have to control that. And because there's a lot of things that, I would love to just go hop in a car and drive to Stamford, Connecticut, and go do some things, right? I really would. I really would, with how personal this is and what they've done. But I'm going to win, and I've had to use my brain, and I've had to deep breaths, and talking to you guys helps me a lot. In looking at things every night before I go to bed, and I don't focus on that stuff. I go, what do I have? What am I thankful for? I've got these two amazing dogs that I get to take care of, and that love me. I've got this beautiful near $1 million house in Las Vegas, and I'm happy. I've got things paid off, and like I've got a business that's thriving and growing, and about to get a lot bigger. And like I go, a lot of things are going well despite things that aren't going perfect. And so but I have to remind myself, because if I don't, I get really angry about what's going on, right? With that. So I just try to be me, and share what I've learned with you guys. And if that can help you, and which apparently it has, man, that makes me feel really good. So thank you, and keep it up, buddy, because that motivates me hearing that stuff, because I'm not being seen by the amount of people I want to be seen by with that. So to know that I still am able to have an impact, like I said, that is very important. And I thank you. Ryback jump out of. We go from that to Ryback jump out a window. Comment of the day. Sure, it's going to be on for my first floor. I do 4 meals a day, usually 1 ISO Hungry protein shake and the other 3 are food. Yeah, bro, it's not cool being aggressive. People respect kind giants rather than aggressive ones. Respect is different than fear. Absolutely, I agree with you. But there is a time and a place for aggression, and you have to be. And when you're fighting evil, you have to fight it. You have to be aggressive on that, and because if you don't, they will steamroll you because they don't play by the rules. So you got to remember, and I always tell you guys, like we're all going to go at some point with that, and there's really no right or wrong. There's what we believe. But when you are fighting evil, you cannot fight evil with pure good. You can't. You will not succeed. You have to be as good as possible, but you have to also know when to drop the hammer and come at them. And you got to beat them at their own game at times. And I've done this, and I know. But you're good. You're good, and you're good at your core with that. But you're dealing with very empty human beings that don't play by the same rules. And so that's why that aggression is good at times. That aggression is good when you're in a situation of being a physical actor and a pro wrestler, and you need to tap into that aggression to go out there to believe, so that millions of people believe, right? So there's a lot of good to it, a lot of good. Most situations, calm, cool, calm, collected. Ryback, can I grease you up with coconut oil, please? No, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people are centered. It's going on with a lot of people. No doubt. I'm not doubting any of that. Like I know I'm not saying I'm the only person being censored. I'm just it is at a very high degree if you look and it's going on everywhere. I believe even like my TikTok, even though my TikTok does the best out of everything, if you look at people with followings very similar to me, even if they have like 2 million or 2.5 million, I'm at 2.7, getting close to 2.8. All their videos are in the hundreds of thousands pretty much. And if you look at me, I'll have videos at like 2, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. You're like, how does that make sense with that many followers? And it's because it's not getting seen. But if I fall into that for your page, I get seen a little better. But I tell you, I've even TikTok, I had a video that was taking off at such a rate. They literally, it's showing up on my phone. You guys can't see it anymore on my page. I logged into my Feed Me More Nutrition account and I go, wait a second, this was last week. I go, where'd the post go that was on fire? It wasn't being shown. I messaged them to inquire. I go, I didn't violate any rules. And it was the grass, out of gas where the lawnmower, the guy goes back on the lawnmower where I do the stupid. And I go, why did you guys take that video down? And I go, but you didn't give me a warning. And I said, you're making it look like it's still being shown. I go, it hasn't gained a view in 2 weeks now. They closed it and won't answer. And I just say, what's going on? Like what? And it's just odd, right? Now my account's really slow again right now. And I was like, at the end of every month it gets slow because my views are going up. They don't want they keep me under control that way. I go, why? The more people that are watching, the more the platform makes. Like, what is? I just don't get it. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Power from Parts Port 10. Thank you, buddy. Good work getting the fitness program up so quick. Thank you very much. I hope you guys. I really hope I could bring you some value with that. I really believe you can, and just went all in on it. Got it edited. Did a few read throughs on it. Have my guy help me get it in the PDF and got all the artwork and everything all together and done and all put together and final approval and it was ready to go today. I was going to wait till next week and we got it ready and I was like, let's do it. And I look at that because I do want to write more books as well. And I was like, that's my workout program. And I've got my first motivational book and Wake Up It's Feeding Time. I've now got my workout program, which I get asked about all the time. So I'm glad I now have something to direct people to on that with my thoughts on things and stuff that I believe is really going to help people be successful long term. on that in building drug-free muscle to the maximum ability of each individual. And even if the people are doing drugs, it is the most efficient way to train to build size and strength. And research shows that, and I have a lifetime of experience doing it. So I really I'm happy to have gotten that out, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. We've sold a good amount of them today, and it makes me feel good. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, Rye Hulk. Luca, what would I tell teens that want to lose weight? I would direct you to feedmemore.com, my basal metabolic rate calculator. It's on the homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see the image for the BMR calculator. It's absolutely 100% free. You click on it, you plug in your information, and you need to start learning how to track your calories and counting your calories of what you're consuming. Sorry about that TikTok phone. I didn't think it would die that quick. It's going to get a little low on life. Um, and it will help you understand what you're consuming in a day and to start to get an idea, because that's how you start losing weight, and that with a fitness program. But if you're not able to work out or you're not sure yet with that, I would start with your diet, and then from there you start putting in some physical activity, and things are going to start snowballing for you. And if you eventually want to get my workout, it will help you, and it is very descriptive on how you get going and what you do, and it will help you get going, and I believe help you to be your best over time, and that's what it's all about. No, I don't work out. I only worked out with Nick a very short period. I was very hurt still, in doing things I had no business doing. And Nick, it's not Nick's fault. Nick doesn't, and he, but like that training will be the end of my wrestling career if I would have kept doing that at that point in time. And even then, that is not the type of training you do as pro wrestlers. And it's just it is, and it's not saying it. It was I was my back wasn't I hadn't had my last stem cell procedure at Bio Accelerator, and like it was just I have a very good program that I know that to be successful at pro wrestling with that, and it's slightly different than training to be in the world's strongest man. It's just different. Nick and that was Nick does his training that he does for him, and and I love me and Nick get along very well. He's a fantastic human being. It was just I I can't be around that. And when I'm around other big guys and I'm doing and I want to be me, and I'm very strong and I could do a lot of that stuff, and I was doing a lot of the stuff Nick was doing on it, and like and it's not it just wasn't good for me. And I just had to look. I just checked my ego. I go, this is not smart. It's not smart, and it's on me. I never should have done it, and it's just the way you don't go do that stuff when your bread and butter is something else. It is that is playing a game of Russian roulette that a guy that needed a 5 disc fusion and a shoulder replacement does not need to be playing, and that's just a straight up fact on the situation, you know. And it's I can lift a ton of weight. I'm very strong. I'm very strong. It does. I don't need to always do that. I don't need to always do that. And I just I realize that, and I go, this isn't no. What else do we got going on? Did I miss another? Yep. Super chat KP. Thank you, buddy. Rotator cuff tendonitis driving me crazy. Might your joint supplement help? Osteo, Biflex, and collagen aren't touching it. Yeah, so 100%. I want you to check out the 1-2-3 muscle joint tendon formula with the CM8, the acetyl myristoyl and that is for arthritis and for joints. I promise you that's going to help long term on that. And then the super cysts for muscle for tendons, and the turmeric and the naranjan for inflammation on muscle inflammation. I promise you that product, like my dad, who's very skeptical on supplements, like my dad is, he takes certain supplements, he takes my joint formula. Like my dad loves my joint formula, which is says everything because my dad is like, oh, supplements. So my dad sounds like Vince, supplements. And even though Vince loves supplements, but my dad loves my joint supplement, and my dad's 73 and golfs all the time, and so that like is how I know like I've done well, that my dad loves my joint supplement. But hanging, and I want you to check out John Kirsch on here, Kirsch, on Hang, and you can get these if you go onto Amazon. These hooks. They're like for deadlifting or for hanging on pull-up bars. And that John Kirsch on his channel on YouTube should be talking about that on there. He also has a book on Amazon, which I read a few weeks ago, and I've been doing shoulder hangs. Essentially, what you do is you buy these hooks and they help you hang longer, because if not, your grip is going to start giving out and get tired. You get blisters. So these hooks hook around the pull-up bar on that, and you ease yourself into it. He's an orthopedic surgeon, shoulder surgeon. He has learned through his own injuries that shoulder hanging, it opens up a brand new joint, and I forget it off the top of my head, that's in the shoulder, that it solves 99% of shoulder problems. I've been doing this now for the past couple of weeks for 15 minutes a day, where you hang for like 30 seconds and you rest for 45 seconds or 30 seconds. You hang again. It's back and forth for 15, not 15 minutes straight, right? When you do that, and it's helping me break up all this remaining scar tissue I have. I'm lifting heavier weights now and moving up every week. I'm very, very happy with where I'm at. And I could sleep on my right shoulder again. And so hanging consistently like that, it might hurt at first. You have to work through it, and you do partial hangs with that, and you do it to toleration. And I can hang full blown now. I couldn't even hang for a few seconds before. My arm was so messed up. I can literally hang now for a minute and a half up there with like no pain, nothing. And you'll hear everything crackling and stretching and opening. And brother, I promise you, it is. I would look at that and get more information on it and start incorporating. And they're like wrist strap hooks, I think they're called. If you type in wrist strap hooks on Amazon, that will get you going. And I would take the joint formula with it, yes. But if you can't afford the joint supplement, just do the shoulder hangs, my man. But do them every day. Maybe rest one day a week. Rest one day a week, but you got to be proactive on it. I do this stuff multiple times a day because I'm an obsessed SOB, just trying to get my groove back. And I have a wild hair up my arse TikTok to be the big guy, the best he's ever been. So, which the hand I've been dealt has not been easy with this damn shoulder, but the back have got to 100%. So I wish you luck in that, man. I tell you, shoulder pain. That's what people don't know. It's such a deep, and this was my back. The same. It's such a deep pain. I'm telling you, it connects to your brain, and because everything's connected, and it's like when our bodies are hurt and not working properly, that signal to our brain, and then like you get angry easier, you get like down easier, and that's why I in my mood. I'm so happy now because I'm not in pain. I was in constant pain, especially doing, and I don't even want to go back and look because that's going to remind me of the pain, even though I might seem like I'm always going to be happy, but I was physically in a lot of pain. And it makes you you get angry because you're just like, why am I don't understand, So I sympathize with people in pain because it sucks. Scott Steiner did an interview. It was a fantastic interview. It was with a very good looking girl, and he was very calm and mild mannered, but he said in it, and she was like, "You're usually really angry." And he just made it he was very, very nice interview. And he just goes, "You usually, when you're really injured and you hurt a lot, you tend to be angry." And I just go, "It's the truth. You do. Even though you could fight through it and be happy and positive still, but you're just hurting." And that's why often you see people get addicted to pain pills and do different things, right? Because of the pain. It's not fun. And it connects to your brain. That's the stem that goes into your brain. I don't know. Like, we're not meant to be hurt. Derek Pearson's really coming in hard. He goes, "Ryback, can I oil you up, please?" Multiple posts on wanting to oil me up. Derek, what you should do? You should really look into AEW and WWE. You should inquire with those organizations and see if they need an oil boil. Not going to hurt. Send in your resume. Let them know the list of people you've oiled up in your life. that you're very professional. There's nothing weird about this. You're not like looking to for anything, no funny business. You're just a professional oil boy, and you'd like to offer your services to the biggest organizations in the world. Can you imagine being backstage at WWE Raw, part of the training staff with the doctors and medical trainers, and you with your rubber gloves on? You'd have to wear the rubber gloves. I'm sorry. And then Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton walks in, ready for their match, and you got to oil them up. Can you imagine that? Think about that for a minute. Derek, you could be oiling up Randy. I'm back, and just get the parts of my body where the singlet doesn't show. Oil up the big guy's body, Derek. Would you like that? That would be my route if I were you. Asking a random wrestler on YouTube if I can oil you up. That's not going to get you very far. But you fill out that job form over on WWEcorp.com. Oil boy. Oil boy. Maybe Vince. Maybe you have a big meeting at WHQ. You're walking through and, you're the oil boy. And then later that day, Bruce Pritchard's over in the corner with his pants down, and you're oiling up Vince in his office. Life's not too shabby, right, Derek? Compliment to the big guy. You're welcome. Everybody give Derek a shout out. Derek, the oil boy. We all play a part in the circle of life, my man. We all play a part. Some people flip burgers. Some people are working the cash register. Some people are entertainers. Some people play sports. Some people put out fires. Some people stop crime. Some people solve people's health problems. Derek, you're the oil boy, my man. You're the oil boy. Missed a super chat because of Derek. Sorry, guys. Derek. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. When do you think you can do a different food review video? Love all your videos. I usually do them every Monday, Joshua, on that. And that's because Monday and Fridays are my carb days. And so I'll usually do my cheat meal or eat my eating out meal. They're not even that crazy. So, and then I usually do a higher carb meal, before my fast with my red wine on Fridays before my 24-hour fast and all that. But I'm looking around. I always scout out the places and try to think of different things I could do. And there are a lot of new places opening up in Vegas. And sometimes I just drive around and I'm looking as well and seeing, because things are popping up here left and right. So I look forward. Usually it should be out on Tuesday next week, most likely. My real height is 6'2". Direxified, thank you. Derek, the oil boy. You guys, we have to have respect for the oil boy. It's just like Water Boy with Adam Sandler. You got to respect him. We don't know what the oil boy is capable of. Oil boy might be a gimmick we laugh at, might be a guy that we laugh at backstage, but you say the wrong thing to oil boy, it sets him off, and then he goes out in the ring and he starts giving, I don't know, what would be the oil boy's finishing move? Let's think about this. Names in the chat of oil boy's finishing move. I'm trying to think, what can that be? Slippery slope. He oils himself up. He's so oiled up, and the guy's down in the corner in the turnbuckle. An oil boy runs and slides across the mat, and his face, it goes into the opponent's groin area in the corner. And it's called the slippery slope. And he gets the pin 1, 2, 3. I like that as a finisher off the top of my head. I'm actually really impressed with that. The slippery slope, the oil boy's finisher. The slick stunner, the oil spill, the oil check. Okay, I've already lubed up surprise, oil shocker. Oh, man. It doesn't matter what the name is. The move is still the opponent in the corner down with his legs open, and then he runs and slides across the mat. He pours more oil on his body. He has the oil, baby oil, in the corner of the ring, pours it all over his body and slides face first into the opponent, which technically would be a low blow. but it's the oil boy, so there's certain things that are allowed. It wasn't his intention. The lube job. The slip and slide. Slip and slide works for it too. These are all great names, by the way. Thank you, Maddie Salisbury, for the super sticker. Always greatly appreciated all the love and support here on Ryback TV. I'm dying with these names. The degreaser, slippery when wet. The oil bomb. I am pretty healed. I want to get the shoulder a little better, which is it is. I mean, I'm very good. It's just I got to get just. I mean, we're super close. The legal stuff is my main concern. Once this legal stuff is wrapped up with WWE, which my attorney is on vacation till the 2nd, and I should be having a phone call with him very shortly here in a matter of days, and go over everything. So, and that in business are what I'm focused on right now. If you look, I'm training my arse off, as Sheamus would say. I'm in shape. Just work with me here, okay? We've got a new member, a new Rybacker in the house. Always love and appreciate my Rybackers. Joshua Leeson became a YouTube member. Thank you very much, Josh, and welcome to the club. Thank you, thank you. The grease fire. That's just the show. We have to put the name of this for today's topic of the show is going to be nicknames for the oil boy. Derek, you made it into one of my titles on my show. Good job, Derek. I can't even say what I want to say what Derek's at home doing right now with his oil because of TikTok. I wish we had free speech everywhere where they're just like, hey, you can't say certain things. You can't be funny. Power from Port 10, thank you again. I booked your debut in AEW. Shell Shock, Henry Beyond, Meat Hook, CM Punk, and Spinebuster Pat Buck through a table. Thank you very much. I will say it is odd, right, that those 3 people are in that organization. Very odd, isn't it? And one of them just randomly just left and went over there like crazy, right? The BMR calculator is the best way you're going to know that is the BMR calculator very accurate. It's telling me I'm severely underweight. I don't know what it will tell you what you need calorie wise on that. And I've done it and had multiple people use it and it came back very accurate as far as what it tells you need. I think the best way a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people eat way more calories or think they need way more calories than they do too. And you can go both ways on that. I think the best thing to do is plug in you want to put that information as accurately as possible that you know all the information on. And it will give you a ballpark number that is going to be quite close in my experience. And I've used a lot of BMR calculators, and they're all very accurate from what I've seen. As far as, and it might have to make minor adjustments, but it's going to give you a very accurate thing because there's no way when it says like what is the definition of super active, that could be a big difference for a lot of people, right? So there are going to be little things in there that aren't going to be perfect on that, but it's going to give most people a very good starting point on how to make those to get like where to go and then make adjustments from there. I do have a cold tub and hot tub that I do. Yes, very big on that. And I like to do laps in my pool 1 to 2 times a week as well. Love doing laps in the pool. Now, just did them the other day because the weather, it's heating up here. So can't wait to see you get power bombed through announce tables again every week. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. I've power bombed far more people through tables than I've been put through. Come on. Thank you for the compliment, Jason. Very kind words. Thank you. Life is good in Rybackville, my man. No complaints. Yamil, welcome. Walter, good to see you, buddy. The slippery. I can't even say that, Walter. TikTok, man. What's this? Hold on. There's a girl that you should check her stream. She is real big and follows wrestling hard. and is beautiful. Talks about you a lot. Her name is Sophia, and she would be delighted to have you on her show. She said, DM her for a Twitch stream. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I don't know who Sophia is, but I greatly appreciate it. I will do shows though. I just did another interview, and I'm going to do more once. I got to do the Keeping It 100 show with Disco and Conan. They asked me to go do their show again. I said, let's just wait for the legal stuff to kind of wrap up. Um, and I'm kind of holding off on a couple. So, but after that stuff is all over and I know what I can talk about, I'll do that stuff. My dog's name is Sophie, and I don't think you should classify people as being creepy if they have the same name as a dog that has a human name. I've never failed to see that connection with anything. Congratulations, Ryan started his new job at Target. Good job, my man. I hope everything's going well over there. What else do we got going on? Another super chat from John Cena. Feed me more. Thank you, John. My man, hope you're doing well. The Lube Child. The Oil Drill. Oh, those are all great names. I got it. Uh-oh. The phone is wearing down here. With that, today we're going to wrap up today's episode of the Ryback Show. Guys, I appreciate all the love and support as always. And check out my Feed Me More Nutrition over at feedmemore.com. You can save 20% with discount code RYBACKSHOW20. And I've got the new Feed Me More maximum size and strength program that is on the homepage and under the products under Ryback Workout as well, available for sale over on feedmemore.com. All the information you need to succeed in your weight training journey and to give you guys the tools to be your all-time best. So check that out. And I will be back probably tomorrow to do another stream tomorrow. Try to get one more Ryback show in to get 2 for the week, maybe 3 if I feel we can get the third one in on Sunday as well with that. So thank you guys as always for the love and support. Have a great evening. Enjoy SmackDown or Rampage if you're watching those or both. And until next time, my friends, stay hungry. Feed me more.